In today's Urbandoned video, we explore the abandoned Crumlin Road Courthouse, an iconic and once ornate building in Belfast, Northern Ireland. After closing in 1998, the structure has suffered repeating fires and common acts of vandalism, leading it to a demise. There is hardly anything left within its grounds besides ruined grand architecture and an interesting history. Join us as we walk through the dilapidated court to see what state it lies in nowadays. Remember to click subscribe and press the notification bell to never miss a video. A few videos ago, we asked the question, do you prefer us exploring abandoned buildings in the night or day? We had various intriguing replies, but this one from Liam stood out. He discussed the pros and cons of either side and explained that a different type of explore can help us decide whether we choose to explore them at certain points of the day. This week we would like to know, how can we take our videos to the next level? What would you like to see on the channel? Let us know below to possibly feature in our next upload. Outside of the centre of Northern Ireland's capital, this beautiful Neo-Palladian property is known as Crumlin Road Courthouse. Its imposing pillars and detailed coats of arms relate to a time where these buildings were built with architectural thought rather than suitability. The site was constructed in 1850, designed by the architect and one-time mayor of Belfast, Charles Lanyon, at a cost of $16,500, extremely low in comparison to today's prices. Despite undergoing various renovations and changes, most noticeably in 1905, the stunning complex has remained very similar to how it was originally planned. The only difference now is that there is hardly any roof across the whole premises due to many vandal attacks over years of disuse. On the final day of our 2021 Ireland trip, we headed to the courthouse, hoping that the constant array of unwanted visitors would make it simple entry. As expected, we had no difficulty getting inside the grounds, with the exterior posing no protection at all. It was just as fascinating wandering around the overgrown front and rear of Crumlin Road as it was about to be going into its damaged parts. The designs all over the towering site are beautiful and carefully placed, emphasising the colossal shame it is that it has become irreparable. You can see remains of scaffolding that was put up over a decade ago in moments of attempted restoration, all of which failed to succeed, leaving the property in worse condition than ever before. Inside one of the more iconic abandoned buildings of Belfast. This place is massive, but it's totally wrecked. From the outside it looks incredible, it's just tough to take that it's not in good condition like it used to be. It's been quite an ornate staircase with the large windows. We felt that, although we don't usually cover abandoned ruins, this historic courthouse was worth showcasing. Already, after only a short duration exploring its hazardous inner, we could see rare signs of grandeur that had managed to survive arson, blackened because of it. Sections of the building have been taken over entirely by nature, with trees and foliage developing in the rooms with no floors left, where their growth wouldn't be stumped. Someone has actually spray painted their TikTok on here. That is a new low. Heading upstairs, no banister, but the floor actually looks fairly okay up there, which I'm surprised about. There's more graffiti there. Bar library, strictly private. I wonder if we're going to see any books. it's completely collapsed. Luckily a lot of this building is made out of stone, but I won't be walking in this room. Currently we were checking out the 2 floors at the front of the building, which were probably home to reception, offices, a cafeteria and meeting rooms. With this being the nearest region to the access point, graffiti lined the walls and barely any glass was still in the windows. And all of a sudden there's just trees and leaves growing. Look at this. It's such a cool view. The centre point of the large complex houses this ornate main hall, where the numerous courtrooms lead off from. Today you would struggle to see the floor, with every inch of it dominated by plant growth. Still, looking closely at the walls of the space, you can notice incredible architecture and intricate features like stone arches and Greek-styled coves. This would have been one of the courts, but it's totally taken over by overgrowth. There's trees developing. Thank you to Irish Man Lost for allowing us to use some of his photos from an exploration here over 10 years ago. These images show the hall that we mistook for another courtroom in a much better state, making it even more tragic that it can be seen so void of hope today. Progressing around the structure, it became apparent that some regions are completely out of bounds, mostly due to severe collapses making huge areas boast no floor or one too unsafe to cross. There's a fire here. There's another huge room. This one's been totally burnt out, but I would guess another courtroom just from that little curved indent into the wall over there. This court was one of the worst looking rooms in the whole property, with everything scarce apart from its foundations, and is especially saddening when you see how it looked only a couple of years prior. Closed in 1998 following 150 years of continuous usage, Crumlin Road began to deal with recurring fires because of low maintenance and owner neglect. Significant damage was caused during a massive disaster in 2009 and often since then, as a series of fires were set inside and outside the distinctive site. Each time the local forces would intervene and bring the blaze to a halt, only to be called out again and again, sometimes twice in under 24 hours. In 2020, a year before our visit, yet another fire broke out at 2 AM, with 25 firefighters responding. Believed to be deliberate, this arson attack caused immense damage, particularly to the courtroom we stand in, which formerly looked like this. Selfishly, we were gutted to have missed such a decorated space, but as for the bigger picture, the troubled courthouse had lost more of its historic past, this time being a major asset that had just about survived. You can hardly see it, but I was wondering why these tiles are here, and I can see that door there is definitely a cell door. So the cells were literally under this courtroom. I think what I'm going to try and do is amble my way down there. Okay, this looks more promising. Hopefully it's not flooded down here. Oh, it's so nice and cool. This one's going to be shut though. Yeah. So maybe I can find another way, but it's definitely the cells behind that door. I can hear a museum tour guide through the pipes. So I'm wondering if the cells have been tidied up and they're used as a museum. I'd be surprised and shocked because this building is so dilapidated and the cells are located underneath it. So they must have some rigid supports holding it up. The cells were underground elsewhere. Across the road from the court is Crumlin Road Jail, converted into a museum with one of its specialities being a tour under the road into the passage that linked the two buildings. Okay, here we go. These are some cells that are still here. It's like a maze of corridors, deep under the collapsed building. It's pretty cool though. These are in fairly decent condition. Still got the bed the criminal would sit on. Having over 6 courtrooms, there would need to be space for many convicts to be held, resulting in this sectioned area full of cramped cells. This is number 7. See what's inside the 7th cell. Ah! There you go, the entire building above has collapsed into it. Hopefully no one was left in there when the place closed. It seems that this region of the premises was more modern than the rest, and our expectations of dated cells that matched the architecture above ground were false, the rooms being fairly typical and straightforward. Nevertheless, hardly any graffiti had occurred down here, so it almost felt like a totally different building. Plus it was nice to be cool for a while during one of the UK's heat waves. Everything's barred down here. There's a staircase going up. It's legitimately like a maze. This. It's a very ambient, peaceful explore, and I'm having a good time at least. Back upstairs, we looked around one of the only corridors in the property that was safe to walk on. As you can see, each room coming from this hallway had collapsed into the basement and from the floors above. This just takes you back into the overgrown first court that we went into. At this stage, once we made sure there was nothing else we could see, we decided to conclude our visit. Crumlin Road was a difficult building to record, however we still decided to share our footage due to high demand over our social media to see a video on it. Plans were made instantaneously after closure to redevelop the stunning structure into a tourist attraction and a hotel, but these fell through. More options were rumoured for an office conversion in 2004, as well as an 161-bedroom hotel in 2007. Unfortunately, nothing has gone on that has maintained the upkeep of the site. Vandals are consistently torching the place, and the council are showing no care towards one of Belfast's most iconic buildings. There has been too little done over too much time for the saving of the complex, and we think demolition will be the likely outcome. We hope you enjoyed joining us on this exploration. If you did, consider liking the video to show your support and subscribing to never miss a future upload. Here are some of our photographs captured in Crumlin Road Courthouse. If you like the look of them, check out our Instagram page in the description where we post images of our explores months before they are seen on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Also a massive thank you for helping us reach 40,000 subscribers. It motivates us to keep sharing the amazing locations we have filmed with you. See you next time.